Question 1. In Maine, if a homeowner has a comprehensive homeowners policy HO5, what is the primary distinction of this policy compared to a special homeowners policy HO3 in terms of coverage? A. The HO5 policy includes coverage for all risks except those specifically excluded, while the HO3 policy only covers named perils. B. The HO5 policy offers a lower deductible compared to the HO3 policy. C. The HO5 policy covers named perils for both dwelling and personal property, while the HO3 policy offers all-risk coverage for dwelling but named perils for personal property. D. The HO5 policy does not include personal liability coverage, while the HO3 policy does. Answer A. The HO5 policy includes coverage for all risks except those specifically excluded, while the HO3 policy only covers named perils. Explanation. The comprehensive homeowners policy HO5 is an all-risk policy that provides coverage for all perils except those specifically excluded, offering broader protection compared to the special homeowners policy HO3, which provides coverage for dwelling on an all-risk basis but limits personal property coverage to named perils only. This distinction is crucial for understanding the scope and limits of coverage provided by different types of policies. Question 2. What is the main purpose of the coinsurance clause in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. To ensure the insurer pays the full replacement cost of damaged property, regardless of the policy limit. B. To penalize the insured for underinsuring their property by reducing the claim payment if the coverage amount is less than a specified percentage of the property's value. C. To provide automatic coverage for additional structures on the property without requiring separate endorsement. D. To increase the policy deductible for claims related to property damage. Answer. B. To penalize the insured for underinsuring their property by reducing the claim payment if the coverage amount is less than a specified percentage of the property's value. Explanation. The coinsurance clause is designed to encourage homeowners to insure their property to a specified percentage of its value, commonly 80%, 90%, or 100%. If the insured amount is less than this percentage, the claim payment will be reduced accordingly. For example, if a property worth $200,000 is insured for only $140,000 and the coinsurance requirement is 80%, the insurer will only pay a proportionate amount of the loss, reducing the payout to account for the underinsurance. Question 3. Scenario question. Mr. Adams recently purchased a home in Maine and selected a broad homeowners policy HO2. During a severe storm, a tree fell and damaged his home and several of his personal belongings. What is the most appropriate course of action for Mr. Adams to take to ensure that his claim is handled correctly? A. Immediately start repairs on the damaged property and inform the insurer after the repairs are complete. B. Document the damage thoroughly with photographs and a detailed list of affected items and then contact the insurer to file a claim. C. Wait for the storm to pass and then clean up the debris without notifying the insurer, assuming the policy will cover the damage. D. Seek an independent appraisal of the damage before contacting the insurer to file a claim. Answer. B. Document the damage thoroughly with photographs and a detailed list of affected items and then contact the insurer to file a claim. Explanation. In the event of property damage covered under broad homeowners policy HO2, it is essential to document the damage with photographs and a detailed inventory of the affected items. This documentation is critical for supporting the claim and ensuring that all losses are accounted for. Mr. Adams should then contact his insurer to file a claim and provide the necessary documentation. Immediate repairs or cleaning without notifying the insurer could jeopardize the claim or reduce the potential payout. Question 4. What is the primary difference between replacement cost and actual cash value (SEV) in the context of property valuation for insurance claims? A. Replacement cost is the amount needed to replace the damaged property with a new one of similar kind and quality, while ACV is the cost to repair or replace the property minus depreciation. B. Replacement cost is the cost to repair the property to its pre-loss condition, while a CV includes the cost of depreciation on the property. C. Replacement cost includes depreciation on the property, while a CV is the cost to replace the property without considering depreciation. D. Replacement cost is determined based on the market value of the property, while a CV is based on the original purchase price. Answer. A. Replacement cost is the amount needed to replace the damaged property with a new one of similar kind and quality, while a CV is the cost to repair or replace the property minus depreciation. Explanation. Replacement cost coverage provides compensation for the cost of replacing damaged or destroyed property with a new item of similar type and quality without deducting for depreciation. In contrast, the actual cash value SEV considers depreciation, meaning it reimburses for the replacement cost minus the depreciation that has accrued over time. This difference impacts the amount received for a claim, especially for older items. Question 5. Which of the following is a common exclusion in a homeowner's insurance policy and why might be excluded? A. Damage caused by windstorms due to its high frequency. B. Damage caused by earthquakes due to the specific and localized nature of the risk. C. Damage caused by fire due to its general occurrence in most areas. D. Damage caused by vandalism due to its commonality and preventability. Answer: B. Damage caused by earthquakes due to the specific and localized nature of the risk. Explanation: earthquake damage is commonly excluded from standard homeowners insurance policies due to the specific and localized nature of the risk and the potential for significant loss. This type of coverage often requires a separate endorsement or a specialized earthquake insurance policy. Standard policies typically cover more common perils like fire and vandalism. Question 6. In Maine, how does the state's insurance code impact the coverage requirements for homeowners insurance policies? A. The Maine Insurance Code mandates that all homeowners policies include coverage for flood damage. B. The Maine Insurance Code requires that homeowners policies cover all types of natural disasters. C. The Maine Insurance Code specifies minimum coverage requirements for personal liability and property damage, but allows insurers to offer additional optional coverages. D. The Maine Insurance Code prohibits insurers from offering additional endorsements beyond the standard policy. Answer: C. The Maine Insurance Code specifies minimum coverage requirements for personal liability and property damage, but allows insurers to offer additional optional coverages. Explanation: the Maine Insurance Code sets forth minimum coverage requirements for homeowners insurance policies, including personal liability and property damage. However, it also allows insurers to provide additional endorsements and optional coverages to address specific needs or risks. This flexibility ensures that homeowners can tailor their policies to their individual requirements. Question 7. Which of the following scenarios best describes the application of the coinsurance clause in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. A policyholder insures their $300,000 home for $150,000, and after a covered loss of $50,000, the insurer pays only a portion of the loss based on the underinsurance penalty. B. A policyholder chooses a high deductible to lower their premium, and the insurer covers the entire cost of any claim up to the policy limit. C. A policyholder receives a flat percentage of the loss amount covered by the policy, regardless of the insured amount. D. A policyholder is reimbursed for the full replacement cost of the property without considering the insured value. Answer A. A policyholder insures their $300,000 home for $150,000, and after a covered loss of $50,000, the insurer pays only a portion of the loss based on the underinsurance penalty. Explanation: the coinsurance clause penalizes policyholders for underinsuring their property by reducing the claim payment if the insured amount is less than a specified percentage of the property's value. In this scenario, since the policyholder insured their home for only $150,000 of the $300,000 value, the insurer will pay a reduced portion of the loss based on the amount of underinsurance. Question 8. Which coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy typically provides financial assistance for temporary living expenses if the insured home becomes uninhabitable due to a covered loss? A. Dwelling coverage. B. Loss of use coverage. C. Personal property coverage. D. Medical payments coverage. Answer: B. Loss of use coverage. Explanation: loss of use coverage, also known as additional living expenses (L), provides financial assistance for temporary living expenses if the insured home becomes uninhabitable due to a covered loss. This coverage helps with costs such as temporary lodging, meals, and other necessary expenses incurred while the home is being repaired or rebuilt. Question 9. Scenario question. Ms. Johnson's home suffered significant damage from a fire. She has a basic homeowner's policy HOAN that covers specific named perils. If the fire was caused by a power surge which is not listed as a covered peril, what should Ms. Johnson do to address her insurance claim? A. Proceed with the claim, as the insurer will cover all types of damage regardless of the perils listed. B. Review the policy to determine if there are any applicable endorsements that may cover power surge damage and file the claim accordingly at C. File a claim with her insurer and expect them to cover the damage as a gesture of goodwill even though it is not listed. D. Accept the loss without filing a claim since the power surge is not covered under the whole policy. Answer. B. Review the policy to determine if there are any applicable endorsements that may cover power surge damage and file the claim accordingly. Explanation. Since the basic homeowners policy HO1 covers only specific named perils, damage caused by a power surge, if not listed, would not be covered. Ms. Johnson should review her policy to see if there are any endorsements or additional coverages available that could include power surge damage. If such an endorsement is available, it should be applied to the claim. Question 10. What role does the declarations page play in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. It lists the specific perils covered by the policy. B. It provides the policyholder with a summary of coverage limits, deductibles, and personal information. C. It details the conditions under which the policy is voided. D. It specifies the endorsements and riders attached to the policy. Answer. B. It provides the policyholder with a summary of coverage limits, deductibles, and personal information. Explanation. The declarations page of a homeowner's insurance policy provides a summary of important information, including coverage limits, deductibles, the insured's personal information, and the property address. It is a critical component that outlines the basic terms of the policy and helps the policyholder understand the scope of their coverage. Question 11. Which of the following is true regarding the differences between a broad homeowners policy HO2 and a special homeowners policy HO3? A. The HO2 policy provides all-risk coverage for personal property, while the HO3 policy covers personal property for named perils. B. The HO3 policy offers all-risk coverage for both dwelling and personal property, whereas the HO2 policy provides named perils coverage for both. C. The HO2 policy includes coverage for additional structures, while the HO3 policy does not. D. The HO3 policy provides named perils coverage for the dwelling, whereas the HO2 policy covers the dwelling on an all-risk basis. Answer. B. The HO3 policy offers all-risk coverage for both dwelling and personal property, whereas the HO2 policy provides named perils coverage for both. Explanation. The special homeowners policy HO3 provides all-risk coverage for the dwelling, meaning it covers all perils except those specifically excluded. For personal property, it provides named perils coverage. In contrast, the broad homeowners policy HO2 provides named perils coverage for both the dwelling and personal property, which is more limited compared to the HO3. Question 12. If a homeowner's policy includes a high deductible, how does this typically affect their insurance premiums? A. Premiums are higher due to the increased risk taken on by the insurer. B. Premiums are lower because the policyholder assumes a larger portion of the financial risk. C. Premiums are unchanged as the deductible does not affect the overall policy cost. D. Premiums are adjusted based on the age and condition of the property rather than the deductible amount. Answer. B. Premiums are low because the policyholder assumes a larger portion of the financial risk. Explanation. A higher deductible usually results in lower insurance premiums because the policyholder is agreeing to pay more out of pocket in the event of a claim. This reduced risk for the insurer often translates to low premiums. Conversely, a low deductible increases premiums as the insurer assumes more financial risk. Question 13. What is the main purpose of the exclusions section in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. To list the types of coverage that are automatically included in the policy. B. To outline the procedures for filing a claim and resolving disputes. C. To specify which perils and types of losses are not covered by the policy. D. To detail the rights and responsibilities of the insured and insurer. Answer. C. To specify which perils and types of losses are not covered by the policy. Explanation. The exclusions section of a homeowner's insurance policy lists specific perils or types of damage that are not covered by the policy. This section helps clarify the limits of the coverage and ensures that both the insurer and insured understand what is not included in the policy. Question 14. Scenario question. Mr. Thompson's house in Maine was damaged by a severe hailstorm. His policy includes a high deductible and he is unsure whether the damage will exceed this amount. What is the best course of action for Mr. Thompson? A. Wait until the total repair costs are known before filing a claim, assuming the damage might not exceed the deductible. B. File a claim immediately, regardless of the deductible, to document the damage for potential future claims. C. Contact a contractor to get a repair estimate, and if the estimate is higher than the deductible, proceed with the claim. D. Repair the damage himself to avoid the hassle of filing a claim and potentially paying the deductible. Answer: C. Contact a contractor to get a repair estimate, and if the estimate is higher than the deductible, proceed with the claim. Explanation: Mr. Thompson should obtain a repair estimate to determine if the damage exceeds his deductible. If the repair costs are higher than the deductible, it is advisable to file a claim to potentially recover costs beyond the deductible amount. Filing a claim without this information may result in unnecessary paperwork if the damage is less than the deductible. Question 15. Which of the following is a common endorsement that can be added to a homeowner's insurance policy to provide additional coverage? A. Earthquake endorsement. B. Flood endorsement. C. Scheduled personal property endorsement. D. Identity theft endorsement. Answer: C. Scheduled personal property endorsement. Explanation: a scheduled personal property endorsement is commonly added to a homeowner's policy to provide additional coverage for high-value items such as jewelry, art, or collectibles. This endorsement offers protection beyond the standard coverage limits for personal property. Other endorsements like earthquake or flood coverage are also available, but they're specific to certain risks not typically covered under standard policies. Question 16. What is the purpose of the appraisal process in a homeowner's insurance claim? A. To determine the premium amount for the policy renewal. B. To evaluate and agree on the value of the damaged property or loss when there is a dispute. C. To assess the policyholder's risk profile for setting coverage limits. D. To identify potential fraud or misrepresentation in the insurance claim. Answer: B. To evaluate and agree on the value of the damaged property or loss when there is a dispute. Explanation: the appraisal process is used to resolve disputes between the insurer and the insured regarding the value of the damaged property or the amount of the loss. An independent appraisal helps both parties agree on a fair settlement amount when there is disagreement over the value or extent of the damage. Question 17. Which type of coverage would typically provide financial assistance for medical expenses incurred by guests who are injured on the insured property, regardless of fault? A. Personal liability coverage. B. Medical payments coverage. C. Loss of use coverage. D. Dwelling coverage. Answer: B. Medical payments coverage. Explanation: medical payments coverage provides financial assistance for medical expenses incurred by guests who are injured on the insured property, regardless of fault. This coverage is designed to cover minor injuries and expenses without requiring a determination of liability, offering peace of mind for both the insured and their guests. Question 18. In Maine, what requirement must homeowners meet to ensure compliance with the state's insurance code concerning flood coverage? A. Homeowners must include flood coverage in their standard policy as mandated by state law. B. Homeowners must purchase flood insurance separately if their property is located in a designated flood zone. C. Homeowners must only purchase flood insurance if they have experienced a flood in the past 5 years. D. Flood insurance is not required in Maine, regardless of the property location. Answer: B. Homeowners must purchase flood insurance separately if their property is located in a designated flood zone. Explanation: in Maine, as in many other states, flood insurance is not included in standard homeowners policies and must be purchased separately, especially if the property is located in a designated flood zone. This requirement ensures the homeowners in high-risk areas have the necessary coverage to protect against potential flood damage. Question 19. What factor is NOT typically considered when calculating a homeowner's insurance premium? A. The age and condition of the property. B. The policyholder's credit score. C. The geographical location of the property. D. The number of bedrooms in the property. Answer: D. The number of bedrooms in the property. Explanation: when calculating a homeowner's insurance premium, factors such as the age and condition of the property, the policyholder's credit score, and the geographical location of the property are typically considered as they impact risk and potential losses. The number of bedrooms in the property is generally not a primary factor in premium calculation. Question 20. Scenario question. Mrs. Evans is considering adding a home-based business endorsement to her homeowner's insurance policy. What should she consider when evaluating this endorsement? A. The endorsement will automatically cover all business-related liabilities without additional premiums. B. The endorsement will only cover business property if it is specifically listed in the policy. C. The endorsement will provide coverage for business-related property and liability but may have limits and exclusions. D. The endorsement will exclude any coverage for business interruptions and loss of income. Answer: C. The endorsement will provide coverage for business-related property and liability but may have limits and exclusions. Explanation: a home-based business endorsement typically provides additional coverage for business-related property and liability. However, it often comes with specific limits and exclusions, such as restrictions on coverage for business interruptions or loss of income. Mrs. Evans should review the details of the endorsement to ensure it meets her needs and understand any limitations that may apply. Question 21. What is the main difference between replacement cost and actual cash value in home insurance policies? A. Replacement cost is the amount needed to repair or replace the property without depreciation, while actual cash value deducts depreciation from the replacement cost. B. Replacement cost includes depreciation, whereas actual cash value does not. C. Replacement cost covers only the cost of materials, while actual cash value covers both materials and labor. D. Replacement cost applies only to personal property, whereas actual cash value applies only to the dwelling. Answer: A. Replacement cost is the amount needed to repair or replace the property without depreciation, while actual cash value deducts depreciation from the replacement cost. Explanation: replacement cost is the amount required to replace or repair damaged property with new materials of like kind and quality, without accounting for depreciation. Actual cash value, on the other hand, subtracts depreciation from the replacement cost, reflecting the property's value at the time of loss. Question 22. In Maine, what is a common exclusion from standard homeowners insurance policies? A. Damage caused by termites. B. Damage due to fire. C. Theft of personal property. D. Water damage from burst pipes. Answer: A. Damage caused by termites. Explanation: standard homeowners insurance policies typically exclude damage caused by termites and other pests. Such damage is considered preventable through proper maintenance and is not covered under standard policies. Coverage for damage from fire, theft, or burst pipes is usually included, though specific terms and conditions apply. Question 23. Which endorsement would a homeowner use to cover loss or damage to high-value items like fine jewelry or art? A. Earthquake endorsement. B. Scheduled personal property endorsement. C. Flood endorsement. D. Identity theft endorsement. Answer: B. Scheduled personal property endorsement. Explanation: a scheduled personal property endorsement provides additional coverage for high-value items such as fine jewelry, art, and collectibles. This endorsement allows homeowners to insure these items for their appraised value beyond the standard limits of a homeowner's policy. Question 24. Scenario question. John's home insurance policy includes a coinsurance clause. After fire damages his property, he finds that the amount covered by his policy is insufficient to fully repair the damage. What might have contributed to this situation? A. The policy did not include a replacement cost provision. B. John failed to maintain adequate coverage relative to the value of his property. C. John did not report the loss to the insurer within the required time frame. D. The damage was caused by a covered peril, so no coinsurance issues should arise. Answer: B. John failed to maintain adequate coverage relative to the value of his property. Explanation: a coinsurance clause requires homeowners to maintain insurance coverage equal to a specified percentage of the property's value, usually 80-90%. If the homeowner does not meet this requirement, they may have to bear a portion of the loss. In John's case, insufficient coverage relative to the property's value could result in a reduced payout, even if the damage is from a covered peril. Question 25. What does the term loss of use coverage in a homeowner's policy refer to? A. Compensation for repairs to the dwelling. B. Coverage for additional living expenses if the home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. C. Reimbursement for lost wages due to injury on the property. D. Coverage for damage to property caused by guests. Answer: B. Coverage for additional living expenses if the home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. Explanation: loss of use coverage, also known as additional living expenses, L, provides compensation for the cost of temporary accommodations and other expenses if the insured home becomes uninhabitable due to a covered loss, such as a fire or severe storm. Question 26. Which of the following best describes broad perils coverage in a homeowner's policy? A. Coverage for all risks not specifically excluded. B. Coverage for a specific list of named perils, such as fire and theft. C. Coverage that includes a more comprehensive list of perils than a basic policy. D. Coverage for damage caused by wear and tear. Answer: C. Coverage that includes a more comprehensive list of perils than a basic policy. Explanation: broad perils coverage, typically associated with a HO2 policy, includes a more extensive list of named perils compared to a basic policy like HO1. This type of coverage offers protection against a wider range of risks but does not include the all-risk coverage of an HO3 policy. Question 27. How does the appraisal process help resolve disputes between insurers and policyholders? A. By providing an independent assessment of the policyholder's credit score. B. By determining the policyholder's eligibility for additional coverage. C. By offering a mutually agreed upon value for the loss when there is disagreement. D. By evaluating the insurer's claims handling procedures. Answer: C. By offering a mutually agreed upon value for the loss when there is disagreement. Explanation: the appraisal process is a method used to resolve disputes regarding the value of a loss by providing an independent assessment from appraisers chosen by both the insurer and the policyholder. This process helps both parties agree on a fair value for the loss when there is disagreement. Question 28. Which type of homeowners insurance policy generally provides the most comprehensive coverage? A. HO1, B. HO2, C. HO3, D. HO4. Answer: C. HO3. Explanation: the HO3 policy is known for offering the most comprehensive coverage. It provides all-risk coverage for the dwelling, excluding specific perils listed in the policy, and named perils coverage for personal property. This level of coverage is more extensive compared to HO1 and HO2 policies. Question 29. In the context of homeowners insurance, what does personal liability coverage generally protect against? A. Damage to the insured dwelling caused by the policyholder. B. Medical expenses for guests injured on the property. C. Costs associated with the replacement of damaged personal property. D. Legal costs and settlements if the insured is sued for bodily injury or property damage. Answer: D. Legal costs and settlements if the insured is sued for bodily injury or property damage. Explanation: personal liability coverage protects the insured against legal costs and settlements if they are sued for bodily injury or property damage caused to others. This coverage helps with expenses arising from lawsuits and claims related to accidents or injuries occurring on the insured property. Question 30. Scenario question. Linda's insurance policy has a $5,000 deductible. After a recent burglary, she discovers that the total damage to her property amounts to $6,500. How much will Linda likely receive from her insurer? A. $1,500. B. $6,500. C. $5,000. D. $1,000. Answer: A. $1,500. Explanation: with a $5,000 deductible and total damage amounting to $6,500, Linda would need to pay the deductible amount herself. The insurer would cover the remaining amount, which is $6,500. $5,000 equals $1,500. Thus, Linda is expected to receive $1,500 from her insurer.